I've been struggling to remember where this started. I was there.
And now you are here.
A cascade of images, as though it were a dream.
And what would it matter anyway?
I awoke as though it had already begun. And
There I was.
as clear as day,
As though it had always been.
as though it might always be.
So here we find ourselves again.
And one might think it's such a pity,
To be chained into the other.
and to think one could be found,
To be chasing the sound.
chasing the sound.
Chasing the sound.
Listen to
The sound.
and weep. Weep for all that you've lost. Something isn't right.
What's that now, boy?
Do you remember how we got here? Or why we're here, for that matter?
Well, it's hard to say why we're here, boy, naturally.
No, you're not listening. Why we're here. In this forest. No, this is all wrong.
Boy, what's wrong?
My head! That sound!
Well, we'll have to address that later, won't we? For now, still yourself, boy. It appears we have company. Focus, boy. You can do this.
Don't worry. I've got this. Sound. It's making me feel so heavy. I need to find a place to rest. And quickly.
Well, you'd best hurry on then, dear boy. Boy, don't you think you should introduce us?
Oh, yes, sorry. Pardon our intrusion. Your door was the only one open.
A boy, a talking mask, and an okanai? How queer. There's nothing here for you, child. You must leave.
Honestly, we would like to, but this place seems troubled. There's that sound, like thunder on the horizon.
I too know of this sound. It has proved problematic.
Problematic indeed. The poor boy has been struggling, shall we say.
It is a cruel sound indeed. I'm surprised that you were able to make it this far.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. My mind was completely elsewhere.
Clearly, you need to unwind, child. Sit, rest a while, close your eyes, and listen. I am Foreman Palati of the Palati Crafters Guild. We are of the Pyloon. We Pyloon are nomadic people, mostly keeping to our self-contained groups, wandering from place to place and living through the gifts of the soil. We bring with us the seeds to grow our homes, the sacred tapa. They bear us fruit and shelter, as well as light in its absence. Usually, this would suffice. As you can tell, these woods are anything but usual. Sometimes, if you listen closely, you can hear the whisperings of profane and awful things. But to most, it manifests as nothing more and nothing less than an exhausting dissonance. And it is because of this, where once we were crafters and tradesmen, we are left as husks. Obsessive, detached, empty. And without a trace, Palmuchu, our researcher, gone. I have never truly known the emotion that you might name as fear until I came to hear the whispering of this forest. The tapa and its inhabitants can only survive as long as the soil will nurture them, and they are not long for this world. And with them too, shall we meet the soil.
Palati, I'm so sorry. That's awful.
Your sympathy is appreciated, child. It's been a long time since I've heard any words of kindness. Every waking moment I have maintained a meditation to ward away these evils. I have fought, I have resisted, and I have held on to hope. But the voice of the forest, it holds me so sweetly.
I fail to see how we have time for this, boy.
Palati, I want to help you.
I could never ask such a thing of you, child. But as much as it wounds my honour, I'm in no position to be turning down such help.
Do you mind if we take a look around the rest of the village, Palati?
Feel free, just don't expect the other Palati to be of any help. Oh, and on that subject, perhaps it would be worth checking Palmuchu's tapa first.
Duly noted.
Luck find your feet, wanderers.
This must be Palmuchu's tapa. Let's not tell Palati about this just yet.
As you wish.
They took it all away. The trees took it all away. What's even the point?
What's even the point? I'm useless to them.
It's wrong. It needs to be perfect. Why isn't it perfect?
Stop! Stop! You're scaring her!
It seems Armuchu has a secret.
Mm-hmm. I suppose we should go and see what's ahead then.
Magnificent.
Indeed. But it's happening again. We need to be quick about this.
Agreed. We're of no use to anybody dead, so let's get this done.
Please, stop.
I'm sorry, boy. Were you trying to think? How are you feeling, boy?
Are you doing that?
What? You think me a sadist, boy?
Well, you're not making a very strong case for yourself.
How are you feeling now, boy?
Ugh, just spare me, please.
Boy, it wasn't even me in the first place. Come now. You can do this.
I know. Don't worry. And thank you.
Just exquisite. Don't you think, boy?
Honestly, I can't say it's high on my list of priorities right now. I wonder what the numbers on these panels mean.
Well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there, boy? Best be on your toes. To be sick.
Well, that's all 4 trials completed.
Do you still hear the sound?
Mm-hmm, but it's quieter now. I can actually hear myself think.
Good. Let's get this finished.
How do you think the Palati are doing?
I'm sure they'll be just fine, boy. Stay focused. We must be nearly done here.
Palati, gather round. Welcome back, my kin. I have missed you all so dearly. I know you're all wondering what has happened, and there will be time for such talk soon. But for now, you must know this. 2 wanderers came upon our village, a queer sort, a boy and a mask, the likes of which I have never seen, glowing and talking as though it were man. And though I know it wounds our pride, my friends, I believe it is to them whom our lives are owed. And if we see them again, we must honour them as kin. Now come, we must finish repairing the bridge quickly and make preparations to leave. Our tapper will not last long. Tapper e Mac.
Tapper e Mac.
Pamuchu? Is that Pamuchu?
Evidently.
What have you got against these people?
I have nothing against them, boy. We merely have more pressing matters at hand. finish it. Aren't you going to say a few words in his honor, boy?
I think I've said enough for today.
Wanderers, you return.
Unfortunately, yes. I could have quite happily spent days there admiring the architecture. Oh, it was simply marvelous.
So it was you, Wanderers. I could sense you were both strong of character.
Do excuse the dear boy, Palati. I have a feeling that he's a little tired.
Very well. Did you happen upon Palmuchu?
Well, we found what's left of him.
I will assure that he is returned to the soil.
I'm so sorry, Palani.
Don't be, child. We must all return to the soil eventually. It is merely a question of when.
Also, we found this letter in his tapa. I think you need to read this.
Oh dear, Palmuchu. You foolish man.
I wish there were more we could do.
Worry not, child. It was his choices that led to his end, just as it was your choice to help us.
Ah, so it was the boy's fault.
If it were, you would also be culpable, Mask. But no, it's nobody's fault.
How so?
Nothing ever happens in a vacuum, child. No event can transpire without cause. No flame can rise without spark.
I still don't understand.
We Pyloon have a saying, Tapa e Mak. In your tongue, it would mean bloom as one. It's our way of acknowledging the unity of all beings, great and small. And so too does it apply to events and to happenings. Take, for instance, the flower. On its own, it cannot bloom. It cannot die. It cannot be at all. But with the aid of the soil, the flower can receive nutrients, and yet this soil is useless without death and decay to replenish it. With the aid of the sun, the flower can create food for itself, and yet without the flower, the sun is merely a heaving giant with nothing to nourish and warm, alone in its empty void. If none of this was so, whose fault would it be? The sun? The flower? The soil? Would the idea of culpability even remain relevant? Were we not blessed with the fruit of consciousness, would the notion of fault even exist? And yet, here we are, here and blessed to be able to ponder these things whilst taking every one of these relationships for granted. Child, this is the root of what Tape Mak means. Feel no shame, child. There is no fault to be had.
I suppose you're right. Thank you, Palani.
You're welcome, child. Know that you shall always be welcome amongst the Palati. You have honoured us with your actions, and so too do we honour you. Tapa e Mak.
Tapa e Mak, Palani.
With kin, the way forward is made easier. What could be a mountain range becomes a hill, and what could be a hill becomes a meadow. The way ahead is dark. We need not face it alone, and I hope that we shall see each other again.